International airlines have begun operations in Nigeria after 5 months of restrictions to check the spread of the coronavirus in the country. Ethiopian airline flight ET-911 landed at the airport at about 1:30 p.m. today to become the first international flight to land in the country in 6 months. The flight, which arrived from Addis Ababa, the Ethiopian capital, got a water cannon salute as it taxied to the halt. Some passengers on the flight are upset. They said the aircraft almost left Addis without them because payments of their COVID test could not be confirmed. Intending passengers came with their face masks and then they had to go through the various health safety checks. Passengers who just arrived the country were not found to have breached pre-boarding requirements at their point of departure and expected to self-quarantine for 7 days. They are also to take COVID PCR test afterwards, and failure to do so attracts sanctions, including a 6-month travel ban. The aviation authorities say technical hitches being experienced with the airline platform are being looked into. Some persons suspected to be thugs have invaded the Ondo State House of Assembly. The thugs, reportedly numbering about 1,000, converged at the assembly to prevent suspended lawmakers from gaining access to the complex. But the officers of the Ondo State Police Command prevented them from entering into the complex. The lawmakers' suspension was recently quashed by the Akure High Court. Suspected hoodlums and land grabbers on Sunday invaded SU Palace in Ikorodu, Lagos State, and in a failed abduction to the newly installed monarch, Oba Olukaide Raji, following sporadic gunshots at the premises. A staff of office by the Lagos State Commissioner for Special Duties, Wale Ahmed, on the 24th of August 2020, he told journalists that the hoodlums came in dozens with dangerous weapons before the intervention of local vigilante groups that averted their plot to chase them away. Oba Raji also explained that as they moved closer they started shooting, and one of his sons was wounded in the process. People who came to pay homage to him were also allegedly wounded as well. The monarch said, and I quote, more than 60 people were shot, and those who sustained serious injuries have been taken to the hospital for treatment. End quote. According to him, 3 suspects have been arrested so far.
To legal matters, the Court of Appeal Abuja Division has reserved judgment in the appeal filed by Miriam Sanda, seeking the court to set aside the judgment delivered by the trial court, which sentenced her to death by hanging. On January the 27th, Justice Yusuf Halilu of the Federal High Court, Abuja, had found her guilty of killing her husband. The victim, Biliaminu Bello, was the son of a former national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Haliru Bello. At the resumed hearing, counsel to Miriam Sanda, Joe Gadzama, argued that the conviction was based on circumstantial evidence without evidence of witnesses, lack of confessional statement, absence of murder weapon, and lack of autopsy report to determine the true cause of her husband's death.
Now, health workers in Nigeria have resolved to commence a 1-week nationwide warning strike from next Sunday. The Joint Health Sector Unions, JOHESU, and Assembly of Healthcare Professionals Association say this will happen if the federal government fails to immediately address the 5-point demand relating to their welfare. The demands include payment of withheld salaries, implementation of the July 1 agreement on COVID-19 special inducement and hazard allowance, adjustment of a CONHES, and the implementation of the alternative dispute consent judgment. The Joint Health Sector Union also condemned the recent hike in the price of electricity, fuel, and the transfer of stamp duty collection to the Federal Inland Revenue Service.